Good evening. This is All India Radio. I'm Sunil Verma and with me is Nobonita Adhikari with the evening news. The headlines. President Ramnath Kovind inaugurates new permanent campus of Indian Institute of Management in Nagpur, says Iim Nagpur will promote among students mindset of becoming job creators. Vice President Iim Nagpur stresses need to upgrade skills of policemen to effectively tackle cybercrimes, economic offences and online frauds. Madhya Pradesh government launches second phase of Ladli Lakshmi scheme to make girls self-reliant. Home Minister Amit Shah to launch several development projects in Assam tomorrow. 2 terrorists eliminated by security forces in encounter in Kulgam district of Jammu and Kashmir. IMD forecasts heavy rainfall over coastal areas of Odisha and Andhra Pradesh from Tuesday. In badminton, Indian men's team registers thumping win over Germany 5-0 on opening day of Thomas & Uber Cup in Thailand. Indian women's team leads by 2-1 against Canada. In tennis, Alexander Zverev to face Carlos Alcaraz in men's singles final of Madrid Open tonight. And in IPL cricket, Royal Challengers Bangalore beat Sunrisers Hyderabad by 67 runs in Mumbai. Match between Delhi Capitals and Chennai Super Kings underway in Navi Mumbai. President Ramnath Kovind praised the role of Iim Nagpur of being regional innovation organizer. He said the institute will work as a business incubator and help the industries in the region to realize the dream of Atmanirbhar Bharat. President Kovind was speaking while inaugurating the new permanent and expanded campus of Indian Institute of Management IIM at Nagpur today. The President said the present ecosystem at Iim Nagpur will promote among the students mindset of becoming job creators instead of being job seekers.
Both innovation and entrepreneurship have the ability to not just ease out our lives through technology but can also provide employment opportunities to many people. I am sure that the ecosystem at IIM Nagpur will provide among the students the mindset of becoming job creators instead of being job seekers. What requires is a spark from bright minds like you to bring these together.
The President appreciated the initiative of Iim Nagpur to establish the Foundation for Entrepreneurial Development in FED, along with 7 centers of excellence by Iim Nagpur.
I am happy to know that Iim Nagpur, through its Center for Entrepreneurship, has established Iim Nagpur Foundation for Entrepreneurship Development, that is INFED. What is a matter of immense pride is that INFED has successfully enabled women entrepreneurs to graduate from Women Startup Program, and 6 of them have even launched their enterprises. Such programs provide an effective platform for women empowerment.
IIM Nagpur campus has been set up on 132 acres of land in Nagpur city. Its foundation stone was laid by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and its inauguration was done in August 2015. Presently, IIM Nagpur, under the directorship of Dr. Bhimrai Maitri, is providing management education to 668 students with its on-campus postgraduate programs and various online certificate programs. Vice President Iim Nagpur has stressed on the need to upgrade skills of policemen to effectively tackle cybercrimes, economic offences and online frauds. Mr. Naidu was addressing a gathering after releasing the book titled The Struggle for Police Reforms in India, written by former IPS officer Prakash Singh in New Delhi today. The Vice President urged policemen to be friendly and courteous towards the common man. He also called for renewed thrust to implementing reforms in police forces. Mr. Naidu said, the centre and the state must work with Team India spirit to usher in police reforms.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah will reach Guwahati tonight on a 3-day visit to Assam. The Union Minister will visit the South Salmara Mankachar district tomorrow morning to inspect the Indo-Bangla border at Chapara, which is around 245 kilometers from Guwahati. He will also chair a meeting with the Border Security Force officials on border-related issues. Mr. Shah will lay the foundation stone for central workshop and stores of Central Armed Police Forces and State Police in northeastern states and will also launch Khadi and Village Industries products at Kalcheni in Tamulpur district at around 2 p.m. The Home Minister will inaugurate the office building of Directorate of Census Operations at Amingaon in Kamrup district and will also virtually inaugurate the Sashastra Seema Bal building. Later in the evening, Mr. Shah will inaugurate the 300-bed super speciality unit of Guwahati Medical College and Hospital and National Forensic Sciences University in Guwahati. On Tuesday, the Union Home Minister will confer the President's Colour Medal to the Assam Police at a special parade in Guwahati and will interact with the officers and jawans of Assam Police. Mr. Shah will attend a public meeting as a chief guest in the city to commemorate the first anniversary of the BJP-led government in the state. In Assam, 13 cadres of All Adivasi National Liberation Army laid down their arms and surrendered at Bokajan Police Station in Karbi Anglong district today. Assam Rifles, under the aegis of Spear Corps and Assam Police, had organized this arms-laying ceremony.
2 terrorists were gunned down by security forces in an encounter at Cheyan in Devsar area of Kulgam district in Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir Director General of Police Dilbag Singh said incriminating material, including arms and ammunition, has been recovered from the possession of the slain terrorists.
Kulgam police had conducted an operation along with security forces last night in which 2 terrorists have been eliminated. One of them is a Pakistani terrorist known by the name of Haider and the other one is a local guy. Both were active and both were involved in a very large number of terrorist activities. Pakistani terrorist Haider was also involved in killing of 3 policemen in Bandipur district. With their elimination in the South Kashmir area, people will heave a sigh of relief because they were a terror for the people as well. They were responsible for civilian attacks on civilians and civilian killings as well.
The southern Shopian district of Jammu and Kashmir is witnessing speedy development on multiple fronts. This was stated by Shopian District Magistrate Sachin Kumar. He said, from improved delivery of services such as electricity and drinking water to construction of roads in rural and far-flung areas, the district has been undergoing transformation in the last 2 years. In an exclusive interview to AIR News, Mr. Sachin Kumar said the administration has implemented centrally sponsored schemes including PM Kisan, Soil Health Card and Kisan Credit Card effectively, with most of the projects completed ahead of targeted timeline. He said income of farmers, especially those engaged in horticulture, has doubled during the period.
डिस्ट्रिक्ट शोपियान में सबसे पहले तो एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर की अगर हम बात करें तो काफी इम्प्रूवमेंट हुआ है लास्ट जो ईयर्स हैं उनके कंपैरिजन में। जैसे लोगों ने मक्का भी उगाना शुरू किया है, थोड़ा बहुत राइस भी उधर उगता है, आलू मटर सारी चीजें। हीरपुरा की आलू बहुत फेमस है, मटर का बहुत अच्छा लोगों को दाम मिल रहा है और मटर यहाँ इतना ज्यादा प्रोडक्शन कर रहे हैं लोग कि वो बाहर के जिलों में बाहर के प्रांतों में भी भेजा जा रहा है। साथ ही साथ कोल्ड स्टोरेज की व्यवस्था और एक एग्रीकल्चर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फंड जो है उसमें भी जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बना सकते हैं बड़े लेवल पे छोटे लेवल पे वो सारी चीजें की जा रही हैं। तो एग्रीकल्चर में शोपियान डिस्ट्रिक्ट काफी इस हद तक काम कर रहा है कि जो हमारी इनोवेशंस हैं, जो हमारी रेगुलर काम है उनमें काफी काम हो रहा है।
The ships of 1st Training Squadron are on a visit to Jeddah in Saudi Arabia as part of their 5-nation overseas deployment. Senior Officer 1st Training Squadron Captain Aftab Ahmad Khan, along with commanding officers of the 1TS ships, called on Western Fleet Commander of the Royal Saudi Naval Forces, Rear Admiral Yahya bin Mohammed Al-Asiri. Issues of bilateral naval cooperation and training initiatives between the two countries were discussed. During the visit, the ships will be involved in interaction with officials from Royal Navy of Saudi Arabia and various other dignitaries as well as training exchange.
You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. President Ram Nath Kovind inaugurates new permanent campus of Indian Institute of Management in Nagpur. Says Iim Nagpur will promote among students mindset of becoming job creators. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu stresses the need to upgrade skills of policemen to effectively tackle cybercrimes, economic offences and online frauds. Madhya Pradesh government launches second phase of Ladli Lakshmi scheme to make girls self-reliant. Home Minister Amit Shah to launch several development projects in Assam tomorrow. 2 terrorists eliminated by security forces in encounter in Kulgam district of Jammu and Kashmir. IMD forecasts heavy rainfall over coastal areas of Odisha and Andhra Pradesh from Tuesday. In badminton, Indian men's team registers thumping win over Germany 5-0 on opening day of Thomas and Uber Cup in Thailand. Indian women's team leads by 2-1 against Canada. In tennis, Alexander Zverev to face Carlos Alcaraz in men's singles final of Madrid Open tonight. And in IPL cricket, Royal Challengers Bangalore beat Sunrisers Hyderabad by 67 runs in Mumbai. Match between Delhi Capitals and Chennai Super Kings underway in Navi Mumbai. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
In Madhya Pradesh, Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan today launched the second phase of Ladli Lakshmi scheme at Lal Parade Ground in Bhopal to make girls self-reliant. More than 7,000 girls were present in the program. Our Bhopal correspondent reports that the Chief Minister also dedicated the Ladli Samvad app to establish a continuous dialogue with beneficiaries.
Ladli Lakshmi Scheme 2.0 is an innovative initiative to encourage daughters to pursue higher education and make them self-dependent. Decision has also been taken to honor Gram Panchayats as Ladli Friendly Panchayats who have done remarkable work for the economic empowerment, skill enhancement and protection of rights along with nutrition, health and education of the daughters and to boost their self-confidence. Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan says that he considers daughters as goddess.
मैं तो अपनी बेटियों को देख के मेरा तो रोम रोम पुलकित हो जाता है। जीवन धन्य, सफल और सार्थक लगता है क्योंकि इन्हीं बेटियों को गोद में खिलाया था मैंने और लाडली लक्ष्मी का सर्टिफिकेट दिया था। अब वो बेटियां बड़ी हो गई हैं तो बेटियों को देख के मन आनंद और प्रसन्नता से भर जाता और मैं तो बेटियों में हमेशा देवी देखता हूँ।
In Madhya Pradesh, more than 42 lakh girls have been registered till April this year under Ladli Lakshmi Yojana. So far, more than 9 lakh girl students have been paid a scholarship amount of rupees 231 crore. The birth rate of girl child in the state has also increased from 927 to 956 per thousand. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
Union Minister of State for Health and Family Welfare, Dr. Bharti Pawar, has asked the health machinery of Nashik district in Maharashtra to take initiative on creating awareness on epilepsy disease. The minister was speaking at a camp organized by the Nashik District Civil Hospital and Epilepsy Foundation on the diagnosis and treatment of epilepsy today. The minister said youth from the rural areas suffer the most from this disease, and in order to create awareness among them, the ASHA workers should be roped in.
Rakhigarhi in Hisar district of Haryana has been a very important site of Harappan civilization. It is one of the largest settlement of Harappan civilization. Talking exclusively to All India Radio News at Rakhigarhi, Joint Director General of Archaeological Survey of India, Dr. Sanjay Kumar Manjul said the site is too vast and it is spread over more than 3,500 hectares. The cultural span of Harappan civilization can be broadly subdivided into 3 periods: early 3300 BC to 2600 BC, mature 2600 BC to 1900 BC, and late 1900 BC to 1700 BC. Dr. Manjul said different mounds have different depositions that shows the cultural continuity. Rakhigarhi site is one of the 5 iconic sites declared by the centre.
If you see, the Rakhi Gadi is very, very important site of Harappan civilization. It's one of the largest settlement of Harappan habitational site that has been named particularly in 7 different mounds. We are in the mound number 1 here, and we have started excavation at 3 mounds, mound number 1, mound number 7 and mound number 3. Mound number 3 has not been excavated particularly in the past by any of the agencies.
President Ramnath Kovind has appointed Chief Justice of Guwahati High Court Justice Sudhanshu Dhulia and Judge in Gujarat High Court Justice Jamshed Burjor Pardiwala as judges of the Supreme Court. Law Ministry has announced their appointments in separate Gazette notification. Senior-most Pune Judge of the Guwahati High Court Justice Nomi Kampan Koteshwar Singh will perform the duties of the office of Chief Justice of Guwahati High Court with effect from the date Justice Sudhanshu Dhulia relinquishes the charge.
The portals of Badrinath Dham were thrown open for devotees this morning with ceremonial worship. The portals were opened amid the chanting of Vedic mantras. Military band played ritual tunes on this occasion. The portals of Kedarnath Dham were opened on Friday. The Char Dham Yatra began on the 3rd of this month with the opening of portals of Gangotri and Yamunotri temples on the occasion of Akshaya Tritiya. And now, let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
वतन पे जो फिदा होगा, अमर वो नौजवान होगा, रहेगी जब तलक दुनिया, ये अफसाना बयां होगा.
Today we remember Abad Bihari. He was a participant in revolutionary activities in Uttar Pradesh and Punjab.
He came in contact with Rash Bihari Bose and participated in a plot to throw a bomb on Viceroy Harding on the 23rd of December 1912. He also played a major role in the bomb explosion in Lawrence Garden, Lahore on the 17th of May 1913. Apart from this, he was deeply involved in writing and publishing the pamphlet Liberty to arouse nationalistic sentiments among the masses.
He was arrested in February 1914. He was charged for conspiring to kill Viceroy Harding and was also accused in bomb explosion at the Lawrence Garden, Lahore.
The brave son of the soil, Abad Bihari, was hanged in Delhi Central Jail on the 8th of May 1915. AIR News salutes the martyr.
We also remember revolutionary freedom fighter Bhai Bal Mukund. He was a cousin of another freedom fighter, Bhai Parmanand, who was a founder member of the Ghadar party.
Bhai Bal Mukund was born in 1889 in Jhelum district, now in Pakistan. His family hailed from a famous martyr of Sikh history, Bhai Mati Das, from whom they attached the epithet Bhai to their names. Bal Mukund's interest in the national movement was aroused when he was a student. After graduation, he took the profession of teaching, but his attachment to the national movement made him an ardent nationalist.
On December the 23rd, 1912, when Lord Harding was marching in state to Chandni Chowk, Delhi, a bomb was thrown at him. The Viceroy received minor injuries only, but his attendant was killed. Another bomb was thrown at some Europeans at Lawrence Garden, Lahore, 5 months later, on May the 17th, 1913. Following investigations, Bal Mukund was arrested from Jodhpur, where he was working as a tutor of the Jodhpur Maharaja's sons.
A trial was held at Delhi after the investigations of the bombings, and Bal Mukund was sentenced to death. He was hanged in the Ambala Central Jail on the 8th of May, 1915. We also remember freedom fighter and writer Ramesh Chandra Jha, who was born on the 8th of May, 1928. He wrote poems, ghazals, stories, novels, etc., and his works were filled with patriotism and inspiration to fight against the British. Ramesh Chandra Jha was born in 1925 in Motihari, Bihar. His father, Lakshmi Narayan Jha, was a well-known patriot and freedom fighter who fought against British rule and was arrested many times, including on the 15th of April 1917 when Mahatma Gandhi visited Champaran for the Satyagraha movement. Jha became a student leader and was dismissed from school for organizing protests against the British. He participated actively in the Quit India movement in 1942 and was jailed. While in jail, he studied Indian literature, and after independence, instead of joining politics, he chose writing as his career. भारत देश हमारा है, जय भारत, जय गांधी, जय बोलो हिंदुस्तान की, जवान जागते रहो, चलो दिल्ली, and Priyamvada are his published works. Apne aur Sapne, his non-fiction novel, is a literary journey of Champaran through which he traces the rich literary heritage of Champaran, Bihar. Ramesh Chandra Jha died on the 7th of April 1994. We salute the great nationalist writer.
It was on the 8th of May 1933 that Mahatma Gandhi began a 21-day fast to highlight the plight of country's so-called untouchable community. He described it as a religious act of self-purification rather than a political protest.
Gandhiji managed to go without food for the full 21 days despite being warned by doctors that he would not survive. The fast was the start of a movement to spread awareness among the masses to eradicate the social evil of untouchability and thus unify the people of India to fight against the British.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
FSSAI has launched Food Safety Connect app for food business operators and consumers. Download this app from Google Play Store and easily apply for FSSAI registration. Consumers can use this app to register food-related complaints.
Today is World Red Cross Day. The day is observed to celebrate the good work that the Red Cross movement does around the world. Vice President Iim Nagpur appreciated the outstanding work of volunteers of Red Cross through their multi-pronged humanitarian efforts and tireless contribution to people in need.
World Thalassemia Day is also being observed today. The day is celebrated every year on the 8th of May to honor the struggles of patients suffering from thalassemia as well as to make people aware of the disease and its symptoms. On this occasion, Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandaviya asked people to take pledge to work towards creating awareness about thalassemia. Tribal Affairs Minister Arjun Munda virtually addressed the webinar Challenges in Thalassemia 2022 in New Delhi today. It was jointly organized by Ministry of Tribal Affairs along with various ministries and Thalassemia Association. Experts from India and various parts of the world took part in the conference. International Mother's Day is being observed today. Mother's love is the purest and most selfless form of love in the world. It is a day to celebrate motherhood and honor mothers. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has extended greetings to all the mothers on the occasion. On Mother's Day, a special yoga session was held at the Indian Embassy in Beijing today with enthusiastic participation from various embassies in the city and Chinese yoga practitioners. A report from our Beijing correspondent.
While the Indian culture has always emphasized a special place for mothers, the idea of celebrating it with a rejuvenating yoga session is to pay tribute to all the mothers who remain a source of inspiration and values not only for their families but for entire society. Yoga has a special significance for mothers, especially in prenatal and postnatal care. The session was conducted by Ashish Bahuguna, an Indian yoga teacher who runs his yoga institute V-Yoga in Beijing. Participants praised Mother's Day special yoga session and thanked Indian Embassy for regularly organizing yoga classes which help them in achieving a stress-free and healthy living and connect with Indian ethos as well. Yoga is very popular in China and Indian Embassy organizes yoga classes for every yoga lover who can come and join in at the Indian Embassy. Anshuman Mishra, AIR News, Beijing.
In Ukraine, at least 60 people are feared to have been killed in the Russian bombing of a village school in the eastern region of Luhansk. Governor Serai Gidai said Russian forces dropped a bomb yesterday afternoon on the school in Bilohorvika, where about 90 people were sheltering, causing a fire that engulfed the building. The report is yet to be verified by news agencies.
Union Minister Anurag Singh Thakur has said there is no dearth of talent in Himachal Pradesh and every effort is being made to make the state a leader in the field of sports. Mr. Thakur was addressing a public meeting after laying the foundation stone of AstroTurf hockey ground at Majra in Sirmaur district today.
हिमाचल प्रदेश खेलों में अग्रणी राज्य बने, पड़ोसी पंजाब और हरियाणा में शानदार प्रदर्शन खेलों में हुआ है। हिमाचल में भी खेलों की प्रतिभाओं की कोई कमी नहीं है। हम प्रयास करेंगे कि आधारभूत ढांचा भी अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर का यहाँ पर बने, अलग अलग जिलों में खेलों की सुविधाएं बने और जिस जिले में जिस खेल की प्रतिभा है और वहाँ पर उस तरह का आधारभूत ढांचा चाहिए, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर चाहिए, खेल मैदान चाहिए, वो हम बनाने। साथ ही साथ कोचेज की कमी ना रहे। हमने 450 कोच पिछले लगभग एक वर्ष में देश में रखे हैं। ये अपने आप में दिखाते हैं कैसे हम उस दिशा में प्रगति कर रहे हैं। दूसरा टारगेट ओलंपिक पोडियम स्कीम, टॉप स्कीम के माध्यम से जो एलीट खिलाड़ी हैं, हम उनका इंटरनेशनल लेवल पर कोचिंग, ट्रेनिंग, उनके रहने, उनके भोजन, यहाँ तक कि उनकी जेब खर्च भी 6 लाख रुपया साल का उनको देते हैं।
In badminton, Indian men's team registered an emphatic win over Germany 5-0 on the opening day of the Thomas and Uber Cup at Bangkok in Thailand today. World Championships bronze medalist Lakshya Sen started the proceedings with an easy win over world number 64 Max Weisenkirchen. The doubles pair of Satvik Sairaj Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty managed to prevail over Jonas Ralphie Janssen and Marvin Seidel. The Indian women's team was leading 2-1 against Canada when reports last came in. The Indian women's team opened its campaign against Canada with a victory of PV Sindhu in singles category in Group D of the tournament.
In tennis, rising Spanish player Carlos Alcaraz will face second seed Alexander Zverev of Germany in the men's singles final of Madrid Open today. Defending champion Zverev defeated Greek fourth seed Stefanos Tsitsipas in the second semi-final yesterday. In the other semi-final, the 7th seed Alcaraz shocked world number 1 Novak Djokovic in a 3-set thriller.
In IPL cricket, Chennai Super Kings threw 168 for 1 in 16.1 overs against Delhi Capitals at the D.Y. Patil Stadium in Navi Mumbai when reports last came in. Earlier in the day, Royal Challengers Bangalore defeated Sunrisers Hyderabad by 67 runs at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai.
In the Indian Meteorological Department has said the cyclonic storm Asani over the southeast Bay of Bengal moved northwestwards with a speed of 13 kilometers per hour in the past 6 hours. The weather bulletin says the cyclone is very likely to move northwestwards and intensify further into a severe cyclonic storm over East Central Bay in the next 12 hours. Under the influence of the cyclone Asani, light to moderate rainfall at a few places with heavy rainfall at isolated places is likely over coastal Odisha and adjoining areas of north coastal Andhra Pradesh has been forecast from Tuesday evening.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi will have mainly clear sky. Mumbai will have mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Srinagar, Leh and Jammu are expected to have mainly clear sky. Guwahati, Imphal, Shillong as well Kohima and Itanagar are expected to have partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. President Ramnath Kovind inaugurates new permanent campus of Indian Institute of Management in Nagpur. Says Iim Nagpur will promote among students mindset of becoming job creators. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu stresses need to upgrade skills of policemen to effectively tackle cyber crimes, economic offences and online frauds. Home Minister Amit Shah to launch several development projects in Assam today. 2 terrorists eliminated by security forces in encounter in Kulgam district of Jammu and Kashmir. IMD forecasts heavy rainfall over coastal areas of Odisha and Andhra Pradesh from Tuesday. In badminton, Indian men's team registers thumping win over Germany 5-0 on opening day of Thomas and Uber Cup in Thailand. In tennis, Alexander Zverev to face Carlos Alcaraz in men's singles final of Madrid Open tonight. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.